بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. قال الله تعالى في منزل تحكيمه في سورة الملك الآية رقم 6: ولقد زينا السماء الدنيا بمصابيح وجعلناها رجوما للشياطين واعتدنا لهم عذاب السعير. صدق الله العظيم. اشرح هذه الآية.
This is a very profound statement which applies to the natural protection God has created for mankind. And it has other connotations. Once I spoke on the subject in one khutbah for over an hour, and once again I took it up and still I couldn't finish this. You see, when you discover the phenomenon God is referring to, it refers both to the spiritual world and to the real world as we see around. In the real world, what we see, atbahu shihabun mubin. You know how it happens? It happens that any meteor or any rock or something, some object in the heaven, they call it heavenly bodies, it enters the earth, and it may fall over cities or places. If all these intruders were permitted to enter the earth and hit that earth, then there could be no life left on earth. There's so many. You know what happens? How do you see a shooting star? A flame of light follows that intruder. Although it is created by itself, it is created in fact by the resistant air which God has created for the purpose and has made it law that when it enters that protective layer upon layer around the earth, then it will burn out. And the flame which follows it, from the vantage point of men, one sees as if somebody is following a Satan, you know. Some flame is following it. And this is the meaning as far as the spiritual world is concerned, material world is concerned. The same phenomenon can be read slightly differently, but overall in the same way in the spiritual world. When Satan-like people try to intrude into the world of spirit, spiritual messages, etc., and try to steal things from there, Allah always raises some people to follow them and punish them, and never leaves them with a free hand to do whatever they choose the religion. That is the philosophy of Mujaddideen. Whenever there was need for Islam, God sent people who fought them out and destroyed them, and not only Mujaddideen but many great scholars in Islam. They would not permit these shayateen to enter the sphere of heaven created at the hand of Hazrat Muhammad Rasulullah Sallam by God. So anybody who looked with malintentions at Islam, he was punished immediately by some great meteors-like things, like Abu Bakr did to those who had rebelled against Islamic government at the time. So in the spiritual world, this is the meaning which in fact is the predominant meaning. The material world only helps you build the scenario, the picture, as to how it happens. So this is the beauty of the Quranic verses. They apply to both the physical and the spiritual world, and there is no contradiction. Similar phenomena are found in the material world as in the spiritual world. Now again, remember Samad Dunya,
yes,
which means it has protective layers against shayateen.
The Samad Dunya itself is the rujum lishayateen.
Yes, that's right, yes. One thing should not be forgotten, that the Holy Quran is presenting the scenario of a well-organized and disciplined system. A Samad Dunya is not haphazard. There is a law governing and they all follow the same law. If the world of Islam gets scattered and broken up into schisms and small parties, they cannot be referred to as Samad Dunya. Then there cannot be any defense of Islam. People can intrude and conquer and injure at least. If they can't destroy ultimately, why no? But they can hurt Islam, they can injure Islam, because the system is not there. So it is highly important that a divinely organized system of a unified discipline should be created for Islam. If we somehow lose this system, then we are not protected, then we are no longer safe. And this is exactly what we see today in the world.
Can we refer to these holes in the atmosphere in the south?
The hole is only in the north, one hole.
Yes, something like this.
That is a sort of hole which is ozone hole. But we'll discuss that later somehow. It's a different system. Now the scenario which the non-Ahmadi Muslim scholars present is given a lie by the Quranic description itself. It's so clear. They believe that when the jinn and shayateen try to ascend to the heaven, then there follows them a light from behind. The Holy Quran doesn't say confronts them. It says it follows them. So when it follows them, the direction should be from the earth to the heaven, because they are trying to intrude in that direction. The light should come from below, behind them. What we see is exactly the opposite. See? So what I have described is absolutely correct according to the Quranic description. See? And they do follow a piece of something which can even destroy life on earth. Sometimes they're so big, but they are burnt out completely before they reach the earth. So this is so clear, and this is the beauty of the Quran. One bows one's head to the wonders of the Quran. 1400 years ago this verse was mentioned. Nobody understood the meaning. Now we know what it meant.